They finally kissed! I just had to get that out there. Okay. Haha. Who? You won't know. Okay. That probably got cut out. But anyway. This episode did some things, and it's going to be volume 3 over again. I swear twice. I don't care.
It's like speaking.
I'm going to pound my head up against the wall. We can't have good things for longer than 6 episodes. Okay. So, this volume finally went in the can. Unless we get the whole in media res where we get Bumblebee Night until Fit hits the Shan, then Movie Night until Fit hits the Shan, and then the collective Fit hitting the Shan all at one time. I would like that, but likely won't, because that would mean that we couldn't get Bumblebee right away, and I can't have nice things. So, I went on for long enough. Crow, go ahead.
What?
He wasn't prepared. Ha 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 ha.
I'm prepared.
When am I ever prepared? Things happen.
Thank you,
Hey, all right, goodbye, Ty.
Bye, Ty.
I'm sorry. Baby can
Wait, who's watching?
Anyway.
Specific voices are really specific.
No, I don't know. I would say it was a good episode. I mean, it was a good episode. Just the content of the episode wasn't all good. Yeah, I freaked out hard during the kiss, and then simultaneously got crushed. So I sat in stunned silence for a moment after the episode, and I was like, "Why is everything spinning?"
Why is everything spinning?
Why does everything hurt? What are
you doing? Sorry, I was fixing something.
I was like, what the heck? Are you trying to like... Okay, Summer, since you raised your hand, go ahead.
That's not what I did, but okay.
No, you did.
Leave me alone. Okay. So just going off my first initial thoughts, aside from the kiss, since everybody else had already said it. I actually found one moment very specific that I loved. Could you pull up the one screenshot I sent you?
Which is the one screenshot?
The one.
The one.
The ones I did. That one.
The only one to see that. This is important.
Yeah,
the only important one.
Oh, the only one you sent me. Got it. Okay, hold on.
I sent to the rest.
Screen share. Hold on, give me a moment.
No.
I promise, this is important, everybody.
You will not believe how important that moment is.
Look how happy he is!
No.
I know it's out of a
baby.
joke, but it's kind of fun to see them break off into these smaller groups so naturally. And I just could not get over how happy he got when Weiss said, yeah, she'll go with them. Because it's like, oh, we're getting another friend.
Weiss likes us.
We're finally having a date. Jean's having a date. Ish.
Oh man.
With a kid brother.
And I just enjoy it because it kind of puts a better relationship status between John and Oscar now after the whole incident from last volume when John lashed out at him.
Yeah, he grew up with that haircut. So
that was my highlight.
We'll go more into the rest of those when I get to mine. Raven, go ahead. Or, oh crap, Summer, do you have more to do?
Nope, that was just my only highlight. Literally,
Okay.
I wrote, Oscar is baby, send important picture to Ty. That is exactly what I wrote.
Sounds like you.
Raven, go ahead.
I have my
Okay. It's not just me who's excited about this, but finally seeing more action with Tyrion and Watts.
Yeah. I also have to add that Watts literally, they made fun of what Watts looked like in the live action Ruby trailer. And then he literally was the live action Ruby trailer that Rooster Teeth did. Because there's a moment where Barbara Dunkelman has a fake mustache on and she's just pounding away on Samsung phones. And that's literally what he was doing.
I couldn't get over that when I was like, oh my gosh.
I just love the puppet master feel it gave. Kind of remind me of like Naruto, where the puppet masters had like chakra coming out of their fingers, something like that.
Oh, I was kind of half waiting for like a rave thing because people like to use Game Boys and all that for music.
Oh
That's
yeah, there
all
we
I
go.
was thinking of, to be honest.
I just cracks up laughing.
Well, I'm laughing because she's being slowly
All I
attacked
can-
by her cosplay in the corner of her screen.
I wasn't paying attention.
It's like slowly moving.
It's me attacking you
And
because
she
it's a
just
Raven
lightly was
cosplay.
like, eh.
This is what happens when I have to sit in my closet. So many things.
Anyway, all right.
Explains our team very much.
Anything else before I get?
I'm good.
Well then, anything else before I go on a small tirade?
Go ahead, I'm
I
good.
think the eyes have it.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead,
Cup.
we're good.
couple of small things. One, we literally didn't get to see the riots. That I
Yeah,
thought was
that's
really weird. They made a big deal about putting it at the end of that episode, and we just didn't get to see them.
Maybe because we're gonna get more later.
It could be. But two, I'm not saying that I know what a lesbian looks like when she looks at another lesbian. But that's pretty
Yeah.
close. That's
Yes.
pretty close.
Yep.
I also want to point out there's a little that detail of her putting her hand on Blake. When Blake turns, she keeps her hand there. Like she moves it for a second,
Yes,
but she
she-
keeps her hand on
She
Blake.
readjusts her hand.
Yep.
You are very correct. Also, we just have to show that because that was there. But
I found it.
Found. Oh, also, come
Yes,
on,
do it.
come on. It-
Come on, give.
I want you to do it.
It won't let you. It's like no,
No,
you're being denied the bees mating dance.
just ain't doing it. But people can see it. You're seeing what's going on. But the
Curse of
the
one.
ticker going down for Jacques winning as the time went down was a very, very good touch. That was something he did not need to do, but that added a lot. Finally, someone on their team went, hey, maybe Jin was just saying Ozpin can't beat her. Finally, one of them was like, we should bring this up because everyone in the fandom was like, we realized that you said that very specifically and that didn't go over our heads. So,
Yeah.
Nora, I'm slowly noticing, at least in this volume, has become the voice of what everyone else is saying.
Nora's got lots of thoughts going on.
She does. She said that, and then she very, very point blank, very matter of factly went, really? They're just friends? Anyone that went through that much together is just friends? Maybe.
I mean,
And also,
slightly
Our
passive
team is
aggressive.
just friends.
just friends. Also, the fact that she openly said Blake and Yang are off doing their own thing again with a very heavy groan to show that they literally spend all their time together.
They're just friends, Ty. What are you talking about? Friends hold
Yeah.
hands
But it's
all
a
the time
joyful
and
moment.
kiss and go dancing together. You know, friend things.
My daughter is a lesbian and y'all need to accept it.
I accept it, Ty. I accept it.
And Blake is bisexual or she was leading Sun on. Either way, that was very much shoved to the side. Oh, or I'm sorry, she's bisexual or hiding her feelings because she said there was hot boys at the sleepover. I need to add that part. I'm so sorry. But
Okay.
I'm not a child.
Yeah, the shipping drama aside.
Shipping drama aside. Anyway, the thing that I'm going to go on a small tirade on now and will become a bigger tirade if this becomes an issue moving forward. I said that to everyone here before this live stream started. This is a plot device that almost every CW show does. I love the CW. I do. But without fail, every year, every show, every season, repeats this exact same style of plot device, and it pisses me off to no end because it literally just only happens because two people didn't want to have a conversation that would solve the problem. That thing is, now, this was brought up that Watts manipulated. You could clearly see that he had the fight with Penny and Tyrion, and he was pulling his magic to put them together, even though they're going to have to wonder why a random drone just happened to be there in time to witness murders that they didn't know were going to happen. That's a detail we can just leave aside. But that Penny, point blank, with recorded robotic vision, that again, Watts manipulated vision, but if Pietro does not have his own personal drive for his daughter so that she couldn't again be framed in a situation like that, show that he murdered all of those people, and it takes to the end of this volume, or possibly 2 to 3 volumes later when Penny finally shows back up, and they just do that so that we can have drama without having the problem solved right away, I'm going to be really pissed off. Because it's the weakest plot device that has ever been put into writing, in my opinion. And it is another reason why I could go on a 5-hour-long tirade about The Last Jedi. But I won't because it's not in the right time to talk. But in time and manner, Penny's emotional right now, so I'll give it 2 episodes. But this needs to get solved, and they need to realize that either Penny comes back and does it, or just Pietro goes, hey guys, I noticed that my daughter ran off. I checked her cameras to see what happened. Because I'm a caring father, and I have my own hard drive with crap that happened. But
That makes me point out we haven't seen Pietro or Maria since episode 1.
No,
No,
we've
we
seen
have.
Pietro. We haven't seen Maria since episode 1, and I am waiting.
because Pietro was there to help them hand out their upgrades.
Okay, so you haven't seen him since episode 2, but you haven't seen Maria since episode 1.
We haven't seen Maria, which really does shock me. But going back to the massacre, something needs to get pointed out that got pointed out to me on Tumblr that is horrifically sad that I didn't think Rooster Teeth needed to do, but apparently they thought they did.
Crow, you're getting too close. Crow.
He's listening.
All of the moms got murdered, and I don't have the screenshot of it with me right now, but if you look really closely at that episode, their kids are there.
Yes.
Yep.
I did see that.
So, murder, literal orphaning in this show.
I mean, to be fair, they're bad guys.
I get that. But good Lord, there's not many more lines we could cross over at this point. We're in volume 7, and we have in front of child orphaning.
Well, not
Well, I
just
mean-
that. Is like,
Dads
That happened to Bruce Wayne.
or other
you have
moms.
that.
Yes, but I doubt these kids are going to turn into Batman, and this is Ruby.
You don't know that.
Oh, I
Exactly.
You don't know
You
that.
do
DC
not
worked
know
with-
that.
Well, I'll place a bet with you right now. If Rooster Teeth in the future starts a new series based on those 4 kids where they become pro huntresses with their trust fund from their dead rich parents, I will give you all the money in my house savings, which is a lot.
They lived in Mantle, so I doubt they were rich, but
Yeah, I was about to say.
They could become
But
Condor Man. Anybody want to look that one up? That one's a treat.
But I've
Sure.
got like something that came up in my brain as we talked about this, being like, oh, they used Penny kind of as the image of like she's the one that killed everyone, and that could put fear into the children, being like, well, we looked up to the robo who protect us from the Grim, but now she murdered our parents.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Like that could put
Supervillain.
constant fear into the children, which will
Yep.
bring the Grim into the city.
Oh, it was going to be regardless, but it's just like part of me also hopes and there's no way they could do this because it's not as old school. Have any of you ever seen the movie Black Sheep?
Yes.
There's a plot point in that movie where they proved that it was voter fraud because they had more votes than were humanly possible. I don't think that can be done because they found out that they had literal dead people registered as voters. But, well, technically they do now. Because they died.
Like to vote when they're dead.
Because they died after they voted. But either way,
So, since we're on this part of the show episode still, another thing going on in the fandom, aside from the shipping drama, is can all Faunus see in the dark? Because if so, Fiona did possibly see who attacked her.
yeah. Was she facing
Yeah.
the same way?
Yeah,
No.
she clearly didn't she turn
Yeah.
around and see him?
She was facing
Well,
out.
I
at
don't
his
know.
direction?
She was looking at Robin all but the last second she got attacked.
That's the reason why I was
Because she
wondering.
turned around and then Penny popped up after she got hit.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering. I don't know.
Right, but then also, like, shouldn't Marrow have seen something?
We also don't know what Marrow was doing, which was apparently not a whole lot.
Well, you guys
During
need
this
to
entire
realize
episode?
one thing.
He told everybody to stay. You leave him alone.
After the problem was solved, because
You
there's another.
him
There's a
alone.
wait. That brings up another thing that could have solved all these problems.
his
Murder starts happening. Stay. That
Yeah,
was
why
another
didn't
thing.
he? Yeah.
Tyrion drops down from the rafters onto his face.
And I'm sorry, that's probably something someone did not think about. But in my head, I'm like, it's one problem that Rooster Teeth has, and they're getting worlds better at it, especially in these last few fight scenes. But there's a lot of times when they're writing these scenes, they forget that their characters have semblances
Mhm.
at certain points.
Wait, okay. So I have to go back to like what you guys said. Do all faunas can see in the dark? Technically, it's based on the species of animals. Cats can see very well in the dark. The thing is, other animals like some sheep and some breeds of dogs cannot see well in the dark. I do know this.
Well, that's why people keep talking about it, because they're like, can all faunas
Yeah.
see it, or is it only specific? Because then it doesn't even matter that Fiona was looking in that direction.
Why do
Yeah.
But
only some
Tyrion can
faunas
see in
have
the
two
dark
sets of
because
ears?
and
Some
he-
have one set of ears.
I still think they're just like, no one's going to care.
That's what the artwork showed.
I get that, but again, I'm like, why are we
Then
putting
why
on
would-
her? She's got a mop of
Then
hair.
why would Blake have two sets of ears?
How often
Look,
do we
I want to forget that that's a thing.
Because that was a literal plot point. Fiona's aren't.
Okay, well, can we? Okay, since we're in the whole like Tyrion fight scene, things like that, can we talk about Tyrion and his possible semblance?
Dude, that was awesome. I just want to say that.
Like literally, his semblance breaks the aura of the other, and he can strike that way.
That's what I'm guessing it is.
Like
Yeah,
that's what I
what
saw. I
it's
sent you photos, Ty.
Yeah.
Which
yeah, I got
really
that.
makes me want to see him fight John again, now that John's getting better with his.
Yes.
Remember, he does interest him.
In
Okay.
what way?
Yeah.
Technically, if we're looking at your photo here,
I pulled these straight up a Tumblr.
she's looking either directly right at him or directly straight forward. She's not looking at Robin.
Well,
See,
I
that's
know
why
he
I'm-
jumped. Like there was he
Like
jumped
you said, the
Because-
last
down.
second.
Well, not the last
That
second.
turn.
That's first strike.
Or she
Right,
was
right,
looking
before she got
around
attacked.
like a motion like this.
Because doesn't he hit her
Like
twice?
straight up, you could see his semblance,
Yeah, 'cause
like
I think he
taking
hits
his
her-
aura.
Yeah, I think he hit her twice because he hit her to like break her aura, and then he got her again.
And
Oh,
look at
that's
his
such a cool
eyes.
picture.
You know what?
I love
we're
that.
just gonna solve this right now.
Solve it. Solve the
Uh-oh.
fight.
To the internet.
He's on the internet.
Why does it always do that? Episodes. Where the crap is it? There it is.
While we wait for Ty, I just want to say one of my other notes is literally just Marrow with a bunch of lines under it. I don't know what that means.
Stay. Stay.
No.
You're obsessed with dogs, Rachel, or Summer, so it makes sense.
I also like my birds.
Yes,
I'm a
we know
bird.
that. We know. I'm a bird.
Yeah, she looks dead right at him.
Yeah, okay, so she does, if she can see in the dark, she does look at him.
Yeah, she turns as he comes up, so she heard him coming. So that's a possible plot point where she could be like, she didn't hit me.
Because I know a lot of people are saying that that could lead into why we see Crow and Robin in the opening fighting together.
And also, spoiler alert, that Bumblebee and Robin fight.
Yes, that too.
Ooh, yes.
Lol.
And another thing, another possible way they could disprove this, I don't mean to be nitpicky, but Tyrion, long stinger to murder all those people. Fiona has a different wound. That is true. Penny, massive ass swords.
Yes.
I'm not going to say they might leave a little bit different of a mark if they actually looked at the bodies, but
Okay, so I have to
They
bring
might.
that up. I have to bring that up because if you notice, like Watts, he was doing his puppet mastering thing, but I think he was mimicking Penny's moves and controlling Tyrion at the same time to mimic Penny's moves to make it
That's-
look like Penny did it.
What I was under the impression of.
I was
I was
just
gonna
under
say,
the
that's
impression he
kind
was
of-
mapping Penny over Tyrion.
That too, he could,
He was
but
doing
it felt
something.
like he was controlling Tyrion.
Either way, if you stab someone with a broadsword, or if you stab someone with a scimitar, they're going to leave a little bit different of a cut. Because I think he would have cleaved some of those women clean in half if Penny would have. But I digress.
Ty has feelings.
No, that's what happens when you put details like that to an OCD oppressive kid's mind. It goes nuts. But
Ty has feelings.
anyway, so predictions. Do you think we're going to get 3 different episodes out of all these nights off?
Yeah, that would be pretty
No.
cool to see what happened with other people.
I can see maybe at least one other episode. I don't really see them doing much with Weiss, Oscar, and John, even though I would love to see that whole interaction.
What summer?
The date with the little brother.
He was so happy.
Oh, it was so cute. I want to see if Ozpin is gonna come, like he's gonna just come back in the middle of this and be like, okay, I need to step in and help.
I think we still have a while before he comes. Like, that's still my prediction on that.
I want him back.
Because
Crow?
Oscar's still on the back seat.
You were making some very expressive faces there for a while.
Yeah, we're fine.
He does that.
Glug, glug, glug.
As he downs his drink.
Chug, 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 chug.
I
Anyway.
feel like Ozpin. I've got the perfect coffee cup for it.
Okay. But, well, I'm thinking here, that was episode 6.
So
Sick,
I do have some thoughts on something that I've been kind of noticing. Like, it probably doesn't mean anything. It's just kind of piqued my interest after this episode. They keep showing the one drunk guy with the glasses.
Yeah, they do.
They keep showing him. Like, I'm sure it's just because he's like one of the first citizens we saw, and they're just using him to kind of introduce us to Mantle and all that, and seeing everything happening. But he keeps popping up, and I can't help but wonder if he's gonna maybe do something. He probably won't. It's just bothering me.
Or I could see him, like I've seen this in other plots of other shows before, where you see a guy constantly come up in the background, and it turns out they're a key player, like they're like either a really rich person that's gonna help him out, or
And just crashed for
And
me. I
that's
don't know if
kinda
y'all
why
can
he
hear me
keeps
still or not.
bothering me.
I can hear you.
still hear you.
Yes, you can't.
I can hear you now.
I don't know. Try to refresh.
So he can hear
Oh,
him, but he
there
can't
goes
hear us.
We could still hear you. We could still
Oh,
hear.
the whole
Ew.
talk with their semblances at the beginning.
That was
it wasn't.
good.
I was gonna say it was nice to see some development because we're kind of seeing Ren's working on what more he can do with his. Ruby's kind of experimenting with her own.
Yeah.
John's getting more used to
wait,
his.
semblance wise, can we talk about Weiss's little
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 night.
night there? taking
Bikini little
Winter
knight.
out.
That was the
Take
most
the Winter out.
simultaneously dumb and cute thing I've ever seen in my life.
Take that, Winter.
High class military huntswoman trained Winter taken out by midget knight.
He went for the ankles.
But another thing, I'm glad they're going in to Ruby that they're phrasing it as Ruby's not realizing what she's actually doing when she does her semblance. That I think is cool. But the entire fandom biting at each other, that they're arguing over her doing this when they're like, she did that in the Volume 4 character trailer.
I was gonna say she did it before.
It did.
Or everyone's like, how could you do that now? That makes no sense. That was like, no, she's legitimately done that. Calm down. She just knows that she's doing it now, which is actually a cool detail that she doesn't fully understand her semblance. It's a very cool way to say it. That I will give credit. That was awesome that she's finally figuring out, like, I split into 3 parts. That's weird. I didn't even realize my body separated. But, they also mentioned that Oscar pointed out that Jean is getting better at boosting his aura back up.
Yeah, he's able to like replenish it.
Yeah.
Still, he's sad. He doesn't know what his is. It's okay, Oscar.
I don't know what his could be to grow crops at an extraordinary rate.
So he's poison ivy now. Got it.
He's if he ends up being able to talk to plants as a
Semblance.
I
Semblance
swear.
Semblance name Compost King.
Yes.
And he can only talk to crops, not regular plants, just crops. So he's only
Naturally.
useful if you're near a farm.
That's why him and John get along together. They play Compost King together.
Or I have a
No, they
really
play
dumb,
Plants vs Zombies.
I have a really dumb image of Oscar buying a pouch belt that he then keeps seeds in, so that he
Is
can
he
then
Johnny Appleseed now?
no, then he can then throw them and make them grow like Rita Repulsa and attack with them.
Oh, jeez.
Oh god.
I'm not saying I want it as a Ruby Chibi skit, but I
But you
want
want
it
it
as a
as a-
Ruby Chibi skit.
Ruby Chibi, what's that?
First we need Ruby Chuby. Yeah, we need more Ruby Chuby.
Chibi Ruby.
I just want the one Coco skit. That's all I want. They promised it
One-
and I never got
When they
it.
promised us?
Yeah, before they just
They
went.
promised us a lot of stuff and we're still waiting on it.
Well, no, they
I mean-
literally had like a pause screen of her. Like she was
Yeah.
animated and we're like, coming next week. And then. Well, it's been.
Couldn't you guys tell that was the finale? No, we couldn't.
No,
This
it wasn't.
a
We're
very
still
long
waiting
week.
for the. We're still waiting for our
No, I just
reaction
meant
time.
that season.
It'll be for that.
Yeah, no, because that will actually be her serving divorce papers in a chibi skit. I can see it happening.
I had to post that. I'm sorry.
I can see it happening.
Sorry.
But anyway, so I do not have a crackpot Tumblr theory. Did anyone catch one?
Sad.
I'm
I
open to
no.
suggestions. I did not see any. Everyone was just too sad to. No, wait.
Oh,
what was the?
No, I didn't.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Nope, you
Go ahead.
would. No,
What was the thing? I
Married
thought
couple.
I messaged the group about it. What was the thing about Robin's based on
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood
Robin
and
Hood.
slightly Archimedes because of the thing, and then her love is killed by a giant scorpion.
I
Oh,
forgot about that.
I
Oh,
did too.
Anyway, that was
No.
all. That's all I was remembering.
I can't remember. I think someone mentioned it in the group chat. I can't remember.
I sent it to the group chat, to the spoiler chat at least. Anyway,
I
Crow,
didn't
you were
look
going
at
to say
that.
something.
Oh, it wasn't. It's not that good.
No, I have nothing, so it's better than nothing.
It wasn't a theory. I saw some salty fan this morning when I was on Twitter looking for artwork to post, who thought that they completely disregarded all of Ren's character development. So he rewrote the Ren and Nora scene of them kissing, and more or less had Ren completely reject Nora and say that she was pushing herself on him, and just left her there to cry. And I was like, you just don't like happiness, do you?
Right?
That's sad.
That's mean.
Also, this is going to be an inside joke for all of us, but I'm still going to share with the lovely people watching this because we're barely going to hit a half an hour, so we actually did really well on this one. There's a fan. Me and Crow are both members of Ruby Nation as well, so this happened to us twice. There was a fan who shall not be named, who has pretty much become Voldemort at this point for any Ruby fan groups, that blasts all over Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr wherever they can. So I will not say this is everybody, because not everybody is this stupid, but he is not the only person I've seen post this, that claiming Rooster Teeth is anti-straight, when for keep it going here, for the first 3 volumes, literally an ongoing plot point was that a girl was trying to date Guy. Then, for 7 volumes, they also had an ongoing plot point where a girl was trying to date Guy. Keeping track, that's 2 now. We've only had 1 where a girl tried to be with girl. Or is very close to girl.
You're forgetting Salem and Osmond.
I take that back. 3 to 1.
Own.
And if we're going to get really specific, Ty's had children with 2 women.
Callie and Gira.
I was going to say, well, then
there we go. They're starting to get outweighed here.
Well, and then, I mean, you also have the whole fact that Weiss liked Neptune.
And Jean also went for Weiss first.
I was going to say, and John likes Weiss, or liked Weiss. We don't really know what's going on there.
And Neon thinks Oscar's cute. I'm getting really petty at this point, but...
Okay, but I don't think that's in the same sense. I'm pretty sure that's more of, oh, he's a cute little boy, like me. He's my child.
We just, people, because there's literally... Well, I take that back. There's 2 lesbian ships. The Arcata couple was there. And then people had to find something to complain about, so they had to argue about how the fact that they had a child.
Let's not get started on that.
Since we don't have a dumb Tumblr thing, this is just a PSA. If Bumble, I'm going to quote Eddie Rivas here. If 30-second scenes of a couple that has been having development for 7 years at this point bugs you, you can go watch something else if it makes you that butthurt to where you need to harass people online and send death threats to the point of where people, this is going to get slightly explicit, but don't mind me, where they're sending messages to women that support Bumblebee saying, and I quote, "You just haven't had good sex with a man yet. That's why you think lesbians should be together. And me and some friends could help you fix that."
Oh, God.
This is why I just can't talk to people.
It's a great note to end the live stream, huh?
So we're going to end this live stream on...
With baby off your face.
No. Stop
Crow and Clover?
Stop being dick bags and be respectful. I'm done with seeing all this crap on our page, on Tumblr, on Twitter, and whatever. If you can't be a good human being, go in your corner and cry and deal with it. Because,
and I mean,
go ahead.
In the long run, shipping's just fun. It's not supposed to be this whole thing that it's turned into. Literally, let's just go back to how it used to be. You just want to see these 2 characters kiss.
You do. And God forbid people can be happy.
Let's just go the way it used to be. Should be Naru Sasu or Sasu Naru.
No, not that far.
And with that reference that I have no need or any connection to, we're going to cut her off there. But on a serious note of a good thing involving Ruby, if you're watching, We're not there yet. Put it down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
On a very serious note, me and Ty,
You and I.
I need
You
sleep.
only speak the third person now.
I need sleep.
No wonder I left him.
Me and Crow went to GalaxyCon in November. We got some autographs from Aaron, Zach, and Kara. Check the page, but, and this is partially why I mentioned it, is because of shipping. There is a post where you can win both their autographs for nothing. The only person that's going to pay is me, because I bought them, and I'm going to pay for the shipping. So you have until January 25th, January 15th, because I was really late on getting this up, because Spectrum Internet sucks. But all you have to do is write and trust me, this is not a lot. Once you get going, you can ask Admin Crow. 5,000 word max.
Easy.
And you should try to get 5,000 words because it'll better your chances. Shipping one shot between those two. You have the 5 subjects that I can't think of offhand because I'm a loser and I didn't write them down, but they're free. No strings attached. All you have to do is send it to rubyremnantsfinest@gmail.com because this guy's creative. And that's it. You have until the 15th, and then we will look through them and pick which one we like the best. I don't know what those are going to be qualified for to see which is best, but we're just going to look through them because I've read a lot of shipping stuff online, and hoo boy, does it vary from good to straight through the floor. So we'll see what happens. Now, Raven, where can they meet you? Or where can they see you? Whichever it is. Now she doesn't have it. There.
Shut up. Fiery Summers cosplay at either Instagram or Facebook. Summer.
I need to bring up that our Raven admin is known for cosplaying Summer, and our Summer admin is known for cosplaying Raven. And they both had ample choices to prove different admin tags, but they didn't.
I am never changing my admin tag.
She was here
Summer.
first, so she gets the name first.
Truly. Summer.
I have my paper, but it's hard to show with my phone. You can find me as Ray Sketchit on Instagram and Facebook for cosplay photos, or over on Tumblr and AO3 as Ray the Fanatic for fan fictions. Wow, I can't talk.
She's got a Darkwing Duck and Launchpad McQuack. You need to go read it. That was not mentioned on stream last time.
It's never
But
been
it's
mentioned on
amazing.
stream.
Y'all need to go read it. Check it out
God.
because it's ridiculous.
Leave me
Crow.
alone. I love them.
I know. Crow.
I'll just plug the fan fiction. You can find me, Silence Celica is my username, and that's at fanfiction.net or over on Archive of Our Own.
We lost Summer.
I'm trying
Oh,
not to
she's
laugh.
gone. It's okay. It's
No,
okay.
just leave
Let
me
her
alone.
go.
I
It's
broke her.
okay.
All right.
She's
Leave me
dead,
alone.
remember?
And
Here.
for holy buckets, that looks really good, and I can see that in the video. Anyway, I was worried for a while that you might not be seeing these videos much longer with the whole COPPA thing, but from what I've been getting sent to my YouTube video stream through, it's actually becoming pretty straightforward. So I'm less worried about putting these up more. But you can find me and all of us here on this YouTube channel whenever it pops up. You can find us at Remnant's Finest. Again, I didn't mention where that freaking giveaway was done. At Remnant's Finest Facebook page. Everybody, thank you for listening to 4 people gripe mostly about ships for the good part of that. I appreciate it. This is a
Sometimes
lot,
that's tough.
yeah, this is a lot more ranty than usual because it was pretty much bad stuff happened. We have to deal with it. There wasn't a whole lot of shock and awe. So that's going to happen sometimes. I have to look through this entire thing because there was a lot of cussing, more than I cared to admit. And I have to edit all of it. Normally I can just drop these out, but this one I can't. So everybody, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Stay classy.
Bye!